A sailor is hundreds of feet underwater. He cannot call for help, he cannot leave, and somewhere inside a kitchen the size of a walk-in closet, a cook just made a mistake. One wrong ingredient, one overlooked label, and now a crew member's throat is beginning to close. No hospital, no emergency room, just a submarine, a steel hull, and a team that has to figure it out, right now. What happens next will surprise you. And it starts long before they ever leave the dock. Because here is the thing most people never think about. The US military has an actual written law about food allergies on submarines, and the way they enforce it, manage it, and respond to it underwater. That whole system is something almost nobody outside the Navy ever hears about. Stay with us, because what you are about to learn is going to completely change how you see these men and women serving deep below the surface. Introduction. Every single day, the men aboard US Navy submarines do something most of us take completely for granted. They eat. Sounds simple, right? But when you are locked inside a steel tube hundreds of feet below the ocean, with no way out for weeks or even months, something as ordinary as a meal becomes a matter of life and death. And when a crew member has a rare food allergy inside that steel tube, the stakes go even higher. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on one of the most overlooked and fascinating corners of submarine life. We are talking about how submarine cooks manage rare food allergies inside a shared kitchen environment. A kitchen, by the way, that is about 10 feet by 12 feet, smaller than most people's bathrooms, feeding up to 150 men, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If that blows your mind, drop a Submariner strong in the comments right now. The kitchen that never sleeps. Let's paint a real picture of what this galley actually looks like. Because this is not a restaurant kitchen. This is not a diner. This is a compact, tightly packed space where every inch matters. One wrong move, and a pot of boiling liquid goes across the floor. One unexpected wave near the surface, and the whole meal is on the wall. The galley crew aboard a U.S. nuclear submarine runs what is essentially a round-the-clock restaurant inside the space of a very small kitchen. They serve breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a midnight meal every single day. A soup pot is always going. Always, these cooks are feeding 150 men on roughly 200 pounds of meat per day, 25 pounds of rice, 25 loaves of bread, and 500 cookies. All of that food, all of that variety, all of it moving through one tiny kitchen. Every single day, and the cooks who do this are not just thrown in with a spatula and told good luck. The U.S. Navy has a specific job rating called CSS, Culinary Specialist Submarine. These are trained professionals. They complete a 7-week technical school at Fort Lee, Virginia, where they study food preparation, nutrition, and dining service. Then, they go through 9 weeks of basic enlisted submarine school in Groton, Connecticut. That is over 4 months of training before they ever touch a stove underwater. These are serious people doing a serious job. And the country owes them a lot of credit for it. The law that most people don't know about. Now here is where things get really interesting, and this is the part most people never hear. The U.S. Navy has an actual written rule. Inside a document called the Manual of the Medical Department that directly addresses food allergies on submarines. The rule is found in Articles 15-105 and 15-106. And what it says is clear. A history of severe allergic reaction or anaphylaxis to foods is disqualifying for submarine duty. That means if you have a life-threatening food allergy, the kind that can close your throat in minutes, the Navy does not want you on a submarine. Not because they do not care about you, but because they do. Think about it this way. A submarine cannot pull over. It cannot call an ambulance. It cannot land at an airport. When something goes wrong hundreds of feet below the surface, the crew handles it with whatever they have on board. And a severe allergic reaction, the kind where someone stops breathing, is exactly the type of emergency that no submarine crew is equipped to manage long-term. The reasoning behind this rule is rock solid. Military life comes with factors that actually make allergic reactions more likely and more dangerous. Physical exhaustion, sleep deprivation, high-stress environments. All of these are known to lower the body's tolerance threshold. What might cause a mild reaction on land could become catastrophic underwater. So the first line of defense is keeping the most severe allergy cases off the submarine entirely. That is smart leadership. That is the U.S. military protecting its people before a problem even starts. But wait, what about the exceptions? Here's the twist, and it is a big one. Not every food allergy results in automatic disqualification. The military understands that the world is not black and white, so there is a waiver system. If a sailor's allergy is mild, limited to skin reactions, for example, and the food causing it is something that can realistically be avoided on a submarine, a waiver can be granted. The process works like this. The sailor goes through a full evaluation with a military or civilian allergist. If the allergy can be proven resolved through an oral food challenge, meaning the sailor eats the food and has no reaction, the allergy is officially considered resolved. And the waiver gets approved, even if the sailor had a past reaction history. Between 2016 and 2020, roughly 13 to 16% of all applicants were disqualified from military service for not meeting physical and medical standards. Food allergies were part of that number. But for the ones who came close to the line, the borderline cases, the waiver process gave them a real shot. And here is the part that adds a layer of real-world complexity to all of this. Some sailors develop food allergies after they are already serving. They are already on the submarine. They are already deployed. And suddenly their body starts reacting to something it never reacted to before. Adult-onset food allergies are more common than most people realize. A 2017 study found that nearly half of all adults with food allergies developed at least one allergy during their adult years. So what happens when that sailor is already 2 months into a mission? That is where the cooks, the command, and the crew have to step up. Inside the system, how cooks actually handle it. This is the heart of what we are talking about today. And this is where the skill, discipline, and dedication of submarine cooks truly shines. Step 1 starts before the submarine even leaves the pier. Every dietary restriction, every allergy, every medical need is documented. Officially, formally, on paper. The command structure requires it. There is no informal arrangement here. The commanding officer himself has to approve special meal requests. This is not something that gets handled casually in a conversation between a sailor and a cook. This goes up the chain. Then comes the menu review board. Yes, there is an actual board. A formal process where menus are planned, reviewed, and approved. The culinary specialist running the galley maintains food preparation worksheets and food item request documents for every meal cycle. If a crew member has a restriction, that restriction is built into the planning process from the very start. Cross-contamination is one of the biggest risks in any shared kitchen, and on a submarine, the stakes of getting it wrong are extremely high. Maritime galley safety protocols require identifying crew members with allergies and putting specific procedures in place to prevent any allergen from accidentally getting into the wrong food. separate preparation areas, separate utensils, strict cleaning between steps. Now think about doing all of that in a 10 by 12 foot kitchen, with 2 cooks on duty, while the submarine is moving, and while you are also feeding 150 other men on time. That level of coordination takes real professionalism. The U.S. Navy trains its submarine culinary specialists to handle all of this. The 7-week schooling in Fort Lee covers nutrition standards, not just how to cook, but how to cook for real-world medical needs. And when sailors develop new restrictions mid-deployment, the cook and the command adapt. Alternative ingredients, modified recipes, separated prep routines. The system bends so it does not break. The bigger picture. Why this matters. There is a reason this story does not make headlines very often. The people managing all of this, the cooks, the corpsmen, the commanding officers, they are not doing it for recognition. They are doing it because it is their duty. Because on a submarine, every crew member's life depends on every other crew member doing their job perfectly. The cook who checks that ingredient label one more time. The culinary specialist who flags a menu item because one sailor's paperwork shows a shellfish sensitivity. The corpsman who has that epinephrine auto-injector ready and knows exactly how to use it. None of these people are in the news. But they are the reason submarines come home with their full crews. The U.S. military has built a layered system around this challenge. First, they screen people out before they ever board. Then, through formal review boards and documented protocols, they manage whatever restrictions make it through. And finally, they prepare for the worst with medical protocols and trained personnel ready to respond. 3 layers, all working together, all designed around one goal, keeping every sailor safe. Closing. The human side of all of this. Here is what sticks with you after you learn all of this. These submarine cooks are not chefs competing for restaurant stars. They are not trying to go viral with a beautiful plate of food. They are working in a space smaller than your bathroom, hundreds of feet below the ocean, with no natural light, no fresh air, and no margin for error. And they are doing it with pride. The U.S. Submarine Force is one of the most elite military units on the planet. And the people feeding that force, making sure that every sailor gets a hot, safe, nutritious meal 3 times a day regardless of medical needs or dietary restrictions. They are part of that elite team too. Next time you sit down at your kitchen table for dinner, just take a moment. Think about the cook on a U.S. submarine right now, somewhere deep below the surface, feeding 150 men. In a 10 by 12 foot kitchen, getting it right every single time. That is the standard of the U.S. military, and that is something worth knowing about. If this story gave you a new appreciation for the people serving under the sea, hit that like button and make sure you are subscribed. There is a lot more coming that you are not going to want to miss.